The late Jurassic period, a world of monumental change and titanic life forms, was dominated by an ecosystem built on an astonishing imbalance. Here, sauropods, the long-necked, mountain-sized herbivores, grew to sizes that defied logic, and the very ground beneath them shuddered with their passage. Yet, where there is a surplus of prey, there is an apex predator built to exploit it. This is not the story of brute strength alone, but of a specialized hunter that mastered its environment, not with overwhelming force, but with a unique blend of speed, agility, and a surprisingly delicate, yet deadly, strike. We are talking about the Allosaurus, the most common large carnivore of its time. When we analyze its remains, we don't just see a fearsome killer, we see a master of biomechanical efficiency, perfectly evolved for the singular challenge of the Jurassic. Now, let's open the fossil record and resurrect the story of this Jurassic titan. The Allosaurus was a bipedal theropod, a cousin to the later Tyrannosaurus, but it was a very different kind of hunter. While T-Rex would later evolve a bone-crushing bite, Allosaurus had a jaw that was almost deceptively light. Its skull was deep but narrow, with a remarkably flexible upper jaw and a series of powerful serrated teeth that curved backward like fishhooks. Paleontologists once believed this was a sign of a weaker bite, but we now understand it to be an entirely different approach. The jaw muscles were not built for a massive crushing force, but for an incredibly rapid and repeated closing motion. The true power of the Allosaurus was not in its bite pressure, but in its ability to open its jaw astonishingly wide, up to 90 degrees, and use its skull as a devastating hatchet. The prevailing theory, supported by analyses of its anatomy, suggests that the Allosaurus would have slammed its upper jaw down onto its prey, using its teeth to carve away flesh and cause massive trauma. Its large, curved claws, particularly on the first 3 digits of its powerful forearms, would have aided in grappling with prey. This was a slash-and-tear strategy, a series of rapid, debilitating attacks designed to weaken and bleed out an animal far larger than itself, rather than delivering a single, fatal blow. We find evidence of this in the countless Allosaurus skeletons discovered, which show a remarkably robust neck and a strong, flexible tail to counterbalance its movements. Each part of its body was a component of a larger, lethal machine. This elegant yet brutal hunting method was a perfect adaptation to a world where sheer force was often not enough against the scale of its targets. It was this strategic precision that elevated the Allosaurus to the top of its food chain, making it the archetypal apex predator of its era. This specialized hunting strategy placed the Allosaurus at the very heart of the Jurassic food web, carving out an ecological niche unlike any other. The vast, open floodplains and fern forests of what is now Western North America were a theater for a delicate balance between predator and prey, a dance of life and death on an almost unimaginable scale. The Allosaurus was the keystone species in this system, exerting a profound influence on the populations and behaviors of the herbivores it stalked. Its primary targets were the colossal, but often slow-moving sauropods like the Diplodocus and the Apatosaurus. Fossil evidence, particularly from sites like the Cleveland Lloyd Dinosaur Quarry in Utah, where dozens of Allosaurus specimens are found alongside a smattering of their prey, paints a dramatic picture of a world where these predators were an ever-present threat. While popular culture often imagines a one-on-one duel, the reality of a hunt was likely far more complex and strategic. The Allosaurus was not as large as the biggest sauropods, and a solitary attack would have been incredibly risky. Instead, evidence from multiple fossils found together, as well as trackways that suggest cooperative movement, hint at a pack hunting behavior. This theory is compelling because it solves a crucial problem: how a 30-foot-long predator could take down a 90-foot-long herbivore. A coordinated group, using their hatchet-like skulls and powerful claws, could isolate a juvenile or a sick member of the herd, or relentlessly attack a healthy adult until it succumbed to exhaustion and blood loss. We find a compelling case study in a fossilized Apatosaurus tail vertebra that shows healed scars perfectly matching the teeth of an Allosaurus, a testament to a successful but non-fatal attack. It tells us that these encounters were not always a swift kill. They were often drawn-out struggles, and some prey simply survived to fight another day. The Allosaurus's role extended beyond just hunting the behemoths. The Jurassic ecosystem was a complex tapestry, and our subject was a master opportunist. We also find evidence that Allosaurus preyed on other dinosaurs, including the armored Stegosaurus. This is where we encounter one of the most iconic pieces of fossil evidence, an Allosaurus tail vertebra with a perfect puncture wound that lines up precisely with the spike of a Stegosaurus thagomizer. This single fossil shatters the myth of a one-sided predator-prey relationship and provides a stark illustration of the mortal risks involved in these conflicts. The Allosaurus had to contend not only with the sheer size of its prey, but with formidable defenses. This constant challenge demanded a hunter that was not only powerful, but intelligent and adaptable. Furthermore, Allosaurus wasn't the only large predator on the landscape. It shared its territory with other formidable carnivores like the massive sail-backed Torvosaurus and the Ceratosaurian Ceratosaurus. We see that Allosaurus fossils are vastly more common, suggesting it was the most successful and dominant predator of the three. This is likely due to its unique adaptations and behavioral strategies, its speed, its pack-hunting tactics, and its versatile hunting approach allowed it to outcompete or coexist with its rivals. Its success was a function of its ecological flexibility, enabling it to thrive where others struggled. The Allosaurus truly was the king of its world, a dynamic force that shaped the lives of everything around it, from the smallest ornithischian to the largest sauropod. The narrative of the Allosaurus is not just a story of a single predator, but a window into an entire lost world. The incredible abundance and preservation of its fossils, particularly from locations like the Morrison Formation, grant us a unique and unparalleled insight into its biology and behavior. For us, as paleontologists, this isn't just a collection of bones. It's a treasure trove of data. The sheer volume of specimens allows us to study the life stages of Allosaurus, from young juveniles to immense adults, giving us a comprehensive view of how it grew, adapted, and hunted throughout its life. It is the most thoroughly understood large theropod of its time, and in many ways, its legacy is one of demystification. The fossil record of Allosaurus has helped us to correct many long-held misconceptions. We now know, for example, that its forelimbs, while smaller than those of later tyrannosaurs, were far from vestigial. They were powerful, clawed weapons used for grappling and holding prey. We also see, from countless bone studies, that its body was built for speed and agility, not just raw strength. The hollow bones and lightweight, yet robust, structure point to a creature that was a sprinter, able to deliver a devastating attack and then retreat. This is a far cry from the lumbering, slow-moving monster of early reconstructions. The Allosaurus challenges us to look beyond simple pop culture images and see the true, complex science behind these incredible animals. Perhaps the most poignant part of the Allosaurus's legacy is the direct evidence we have of its life, not just in the bones of its prey, but in its own remains. We find fossils showing healed fractures, battle wounds, and even infections, telling us that life was a brutal and perilous journey for these titans. A particularly striking specimen, a skull from a large individual, shows a series of healed bite marks, a possible record of a fierce territorial dispute with a rival. It is these scars these imperfections that make the story real. They prove that the world of the Jurassic was not just a backdrop for an epic struggle, but a tangible, living landscape where every day was a fight for survival. The Allosaurus embodies this reality more than any other creature of its time. Its bones tell us a clear and unwavering story of a predator perfectly tailored to its environment. A master hunter whose strategy, intelligence, and ferocity placed it at the absolute peak of the Jurassic world. Its reign was a testament to the evolutionary imperative, and its enduring fossil record ensures its story will continue to be told. The Allosaurus represents more than just a successful predator. It is a keystone in the story of life itself. The clues left behind, the bite marks, the broken bones, the fossilized battles, all come together to paint a vivid picture of a world that was both magnificent and terrifying. In its anatomy and its interactions, we see the profound elegance of evolution, a journey of adaptation and survival that connects us across millions of years to a world of giants. The legacy of the Allosaurus is an invitation to look deeper, to see the science behind the spectacle, and to marvel at the sheer wonder of a time when the Earth was truly ruled by titans.